The supposed murder of John Pork has been one of the most controversial events of the past few weeks. But what really happened? In this video, I will be closely analyzing all the lore and theories and answer the question, where is John Pork? The controversy all started when this video appeared on the internet, where a rat called Tim Cheese claims to have killed John Pork and tells us his story. Now let's just say that if you look closely, the whole thing is highly suspicious. Let's start off by playing video.
I'm Tim Cheese, and I killed John Pork, and this is my story. That day, the day I snuck up behind John. You all think you know the story. You don't. John Pork, he was never supposed to exist. He thought he was untouchable. He thought he was a legend, but legends fade. All it took was a message, one message. And he walked right into my sights. I pulled the trigger. One shot, one legend, erased. You still don't understand, do you? John Pork wasn't just a pig. He was a problem. John was only the beginning. Pengu, Marvin, Agent 5.5. They're next. And you, the ones watching this, you think you're safe. John Pork is dead. Who's next?
Did you notice anything strange, contradicting, or out of place? At the beginning, we see Tim Cheese claiming that he snuck up behind John Pork with a pistol, implying that that is how he killed him, but then shows us that he killed him from the top of a skyscraper with a sniper rifle, which is cause to much suspicion. We can also see Marvin the Penguin walking with John Pork in the second clip, but in the first one, he simply isn't there, which again causes much suspicion. Another thing which doesn't line up is how the angle from which Tim Cheese's sniper is aimed looks like he's actually on the ground with John Pork, whereas the clip of him on the skyscraper clearly shows otherwise. In the clip where we see the scope pointed towards John Pork, the crosshair is not centered on him, which is strange considering they were supposedly in a build-up area where there would be little to no crosswind. And lastly, in the clip where we see John Pork shot, it is strangely blurred, which is unusual since we don't usually blur pork chops or bacon on film. Probably Tim Cheese's bad editing skills. As you can see, a simple closer look at this makes it all fall apart. The story contradicts itself more times than I could care to mention, and I am shocked to be the first to notice this. Tim Cheese is a liar, a fraud, and it is doubtful that he ever killed John Pork. So if Tim Cheese never killed John Pork, why is he lying? And more importantly, where is John Pork and why haven't we seen him since? It's important to note that this isn't the first time that people have claimed John Pork is dead or missing. Last year, people claimed that he committed suicide, and there was another story where he was murdered by rival rapper Biggie Cheese, and some also say he died in 2023. So what makes Tim Cheese's story different from these others, I hear you ask? Well, the answer is simply nothing. Tim made it all up to big up himself and to make himself seem like a tough guy. Indeed, those other stories are much less self-contradicting than Tim's. So why then have we not heard from John Pork, and where is he? Why has he not responded to all this controversy and confusion? To answer this question, we must look to another of the most hot topics in recent weeks, the Minecraft movie. I will play a clip from one of the trailers, and I want you to tell me if you notice anything strange.
The wonderful weird mind that created Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre invites you to turn off your brain.
Come with me.
Escape.
I'll play it again one more time and focus on the left of the screen.
The wonderful weird mind that created Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre invites you to.
Why among so many square-headed piglins is there one with a circular head? The answer is simple. This is no piglin, this is John Pork. John wanted somewhere to hide, to rest from all his followers, fans, and demanding lifestyle, so he chose somewhere where he could blend in and hide in plain sight, all while Tim Cheese weaved an elaborate lie about how he killed John Pork to increase his own status. I don't think we will be hearing much more from Tim Cheese after April 4th, or indeed after now as I have exposed his lies. The last piece of evidence for my case is perhaps the most compelling, but also the most personal to all of us. If John Pork were truly dead, then why does he still call us constantly on our phones? We already know he operates under many different aliases and has many phone numbers, none of which we know to have gone inactive. And so I leave you off with one last question. Where is John Pork now, and what is he trying to tell us?